What is going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Dent Digest Live Show. Thanks for joining me. And you see, it's just me here. You know, my buddy Manny's running a little behind, but it's okay. It's okay. So we're going to start this thing right off the bat. Thoughts and prayers to the people over in the Ukraine. Again, you know, it's crazy times in the world. It's just, you know, craziness. But it seems like COVID's finally worked its way through the population, and we're finally getting back to a little bit of normalcy, as best normal as we can, besides the $10 a gallon for gasoline. But there are a couple things out here. I can't wait to get our guest on. Just some good dudes. I met him through another dent guy, and he's an East Coast guy, so we definitely get along because we're an East Coast guy. So, but anyway, hope you guys are having a good week. It's been a little crazy. We're still busy as ever at the shop. Super fortunate with it. I can't complain. Next week's going to be a little interesting. We're kind of not really closing, but taking a couple days off. I've got my PPF rep, my PPF professor, coming down here and doing some advanced training with Mike, and I'm gonna pop my cherry and learn how to do some PPF. So it interests me. You know, I was talking to Dave Fisher today, and Dave Fisher was like, "Man, it's definitely some work," but he's like, "I do, you know, enjoy doing it." And I've had this talk with other dent guys that have just started doing it, and they say the same thing. I think a key part for us is our attention to detail. Our attention to detail is a little more in depth than most professions out there, and I think that's one thing that helps with the PPF is that attention to detail. So I'm going to let you guys know next week on how it goes, because we're going to find out. It's going to be interesting. And I'm excited, but let's get into this show. I want to get Jesse on, one of my East Coast friends that, you know, happened to go down south with the rest of the world, living the Texas dream life, you know, but left us up here in the cold weather. We were just talking before the show, and I said, man, it's like 70 degrees, 71, and it sleeted the next day. So, you know, this is East Coast weather, but let's get Jesse on. What up, Jesse?
Hey. What's up, everyone? How you guys doing?
How are you?
Not bad. I'm excited to be on here, man. I just want to say I'm honored and I'm thankful to be on the show. I always am a big fan, and I just can't wait to get into it.
Come on, man. Come on. Don't be honored. This is what we do. It's another day. It's another day. So, and I'll tell you the story about me and Jesse. I met Jesse through Joey. So I originally met Joey. That was Mr. PDR Joey. And then he introduced me to Jesse. And just some good East Coast guys. You know, when I first met you guys, you were still in New York.
Right. That's right. So, Yonkers, New York is where we lived, and made the big jump 4 years ago to Texas, man. Yeehaw.
What was the name of your company in New York?
In New York was PDRNY. I'm sure many have heard. You know, I was big into Instagram with it, doing, you know, big damage stuff even before, you know, a lot of people even knew about Instagram. My wife kind of put me onto Instagram. She's like, man, you should create a dent page. I'm like, really? And it was just on and popping after that. It was probably like 2011 or 12.
Got your wife. You got a smart wife over there.
Yeah, she's pretty good with the reels too. She gets a lot of, you know, views, and I can't wait to start using her for the stuff that we're going to be doing up here.
Hey, you know, so first off, when you made the move, how was business in New York?
Man, I got to say, it was at the peak. I mean, I loved it. It was a three-headed monster, you know, if you want to call it that. It was, you know, body shops. I had a good, you know, 15 to 20, a good 7 to 9 dealerships, and I had a retail location. So the retail location was the newest asset, which was down, you know, back in 2015, and it was really good. I mean, I kind of had, you know, didn't keep all my eggs in one basket, and I had a good amount of business from all of them, which was great.
And that's the best way. I get a lot of young guys that reach out to me because I guess they think I know what I'm doing, but I just, you know, faking it till we can make it. So
Right.
And I tell them all the time, I said, diversify is the way to do it, because
That's right.
when your dealer stuff slows down, your body shop's going to be busy. When your body shop slows down, your retail is going to be busy. And over the years, you watch the trends. You already know. I mean, this
Absolutely.
year's been a little different with wholesale cars. So, but you watch the trends of, okay, we know in February the dealer group slows down, then the body shops pick up, then
That's
retail's
right.
high in spring. So you kind of learn the trends, and you don't freak out as much when you start slowing
Exactly.
down. You're
I
not like,
mean,
what's going on? What?
you
Why are
know,
we?
it all averages out because, like you said, it's just great. I mean, the best asset was definitely the retail. Once you get used to that, it's hard to go back.
Yeah.
You start working in your shop. You have a coffee. You lay back. You wait for the customer. You set appointments. It doesn't get better than a retail location. And I knew that I was leaving something really really good. But ultimately, I just had to make a choice for what was best for my family, and really, I knew that we could lean back on Hale because Hale's pretty much everywhere, especially the capital of Hale, Texas.
Yeah. Yeah. And so let's get into a little bit of a backstory. You're
Sure.
like a PDR family, is what I understood. Is like your dad's big into PDR, and let's get into that a little bit.
Sure. In 2005, well, first, my dad has been in the automotive industry since the 80s. He did body work all his life. In the 90s, he worked for some really big shops in Mount Vernon, New York, which very high end, and he was the frame guy. So eventually, he cut up on his own and started his own body shops, and then that's how I came into the picture, and was doing body work and painting at a young age. So I was learning how to remove vehicles, remove parts, remove R&I stuff. And I posted something the other day about Honda visors, and I was totally joking, but everybody started posting, "Hey, this is how you do it," and everybody was being funny and stuff. But we've been removing stuff since I was young, and it's something that we love doing. And then back in 2005, somehow we're all tied into Den Wizard, right? I got trained by a guy that was in Dent Wizard. His name was Shanann from New York City, and his company name is New York City Dent Works. He actually trained me back in 2005. We called him in all the time to fix dents, and I was like, "Hey, are you interested in training me?" He was like, "You know what? I might consider that." And I was his first trainee. And then after that, Joey Jose came on board. They trained as well. And for those that don't know, Joey Jose, we're best friends from over 20 something years, and from then on, it was over after that, man. It was the rock, the rock. How do you call it, the lot rock life after that in the Bronx, and working really hard. People don't understand how hard the rock lots are when you're first starting off, but that's all you got, and
Yeah.
you just going. And in New York City, you get super cold, so you're out there just working your butt off, and that's pretty much where it started, 2005, and I just love it. I love the journey so far.
And I can tell you, those Honda visors are terrible.
They're tricky, man. I mean, you got to get in there, squeeze a little needle, and twist it, and boom, pops down.
Now, what do you
I mean,
do when you lose a C clip out of that thing?
there's a C clip in that thing?
Yeah, there's a little C clip in the top, and if you don't take it, if you spin it too far, sometimes the C clip will pop
Right.
out and get stuck up in the rail.
Man, I've never experienced that. I mean, I've always kind of just got the trick of it. I mean, the first one I did, I completely smashed, and it was just it looked like chopped liver. I mean, it looked really bad. But after that, I got the trick, and it wasn't bad
Yeah.
once you learn it.
So, and you just said this a couple minutes, and I want to touch on it. How hard it is when you're doing retail to get back into wholesale. And I'm going through that right now. So I had Shane that worked for me for a couple years. He left, and I'm still kind of trying to balance he did a lot of the wholesale, and I'm still trying to balance it. And I looked at my wife the other night, and I was like, this doesn't work. She's like, what do you mean? And I said, I can sit in my shop and fix a dent that's $400 to $600 in 2 hours. Okay. But I go to this wholesale lot. I'm there 2.5 hours, and I bill $100. It's not working out anymore. Like, it worked out before, and they're great accounts. I really need to make a decision if I'm saying, look, I need to let you go,
Right.
I don't know. And one of them I've had for 7 or 8 years, and I treat them like a stepchild, man, that they do not get the service that they deserve.
Right. They just keep
But
coming back, huh?
it's just hard. It's really hard to. You hate to do it because you never know. But when you've got other work over here, I don't know. I
Right.
don't know what the right answer is.
I mean, at that point, for me, it was trying to delegate it to another tech. So I
Yeah.
used to use two guys locally around my area, and it would be filler work for them. But I would set them up, to go handle it. And you're right. I think I was at $95 for the full car. But believe it or not, even early on, that's what makes you good. It makes
Yeah.
you how fast can I make this $100?
Yeah.
And obviously it didn't count for big damage, but it was for door dings and stuff. So you try to get around the car as fast as you could. And believe it or not, that account alone was probably billing $10,000 a month. So you can't really forget about these accounts. You have to try to either delegate it to somebody else, and you concentrate on what's better.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like how I did it. If you have to do it yourself, which I've been there where they couldn't make it, and it kind of sucked. You're like, dang, I'd rather be in the shop, nice and warm,
Yeah.
fixing
Yeah.
fixing nice damage for big money. But you just gotta stick to it. It's part of not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
It's a difficult thing, and I think the wholesale market has definitely changed.
Right.
Just because before we'd fix door dings and creases and maybe a little bit of a larger damage. Now you're fixing collision damage.
Right.
I see stuff like Ryan Jarasco from Dent Wizard. I see him post stuff all the time, and he's a wholesale tech. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing over there? Like, this is wholesale.
Right.
He goes, but everything's busted. It's
Well, they want you to save it too. I mean,
yeah,
anything that has to go to the body shop that you could save, you can basically put a price on it and they'll pay it.
yeah,
So that's kind of
yeah,
like how I treated it. Like I'll give you a deal on all the door dings and stuff because I know I can run around it and get it done and not a problem. But anything that was big and large, I would definitely set a different price for that, and it worked out like that.
100%. Yeah,
Because if you got to set it to them like, hey, if I'm gonna save you that from going to the body shop, then I need this amount of dollars.
exactly. And time,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? It's
Right.
like, even that, I think they're fixing older cars now than they ever did
Right.
because the market's so crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
So let me get my buddy Manny's here now.
Awesome.
What's up, Manny?
Hey, Manny.
What's up, guys?
What's up, brother?
How you doing, Jesse?
I'm doing well, man. I was waiting for you, man. What I'm saying? I don't know what time it is because I can't even see my time on this, nothing, but I was waiting for you, brother. How's everything?
Everything's good, man. Just right here, one day closer, try to be like you, baby.
No.
I got the beard now.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome, man. I've been telling Ryan that I've been following you for a while, and I see that you're really busy with the shop, and I love to see it, because I want to say it was about 3 years ago, right? 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Hey, that's
it's been
awesome,
great, man. Thank you.
Love to see it. Same thing with Ryan. The way he's kind of coming up, and I see the shop, how it's forming, and how it looks. I just love it, man. Really professional.
That's what I love about the show. That guys that we get to follow on social media for years, you see the transition, and here on the show, you get to know a little bit of the full story behind it, And but yeah, thank you, man. Same to you. I've been, fan of you and Joey, the whole crew,
Joey.
And Joey's in here saying he can't wait till it hails here so he can come work in my air conditioned shop. So hey, you know it.
That's right.
Come on, let's go.
That's right.
How are
that
you,
shop
Ryan?
is too beautiful, man. You're gonna have to.
I'm doing good, man. I'm tired. We are cooking with gasoline. So, and what's crazy is I had a customer come in, and I'm like, this guy looks familiar, but no, he doesn't look familiar. And he's got some big money cars, out of state tags. I'm looking at this thing, and money's no option. He just wants it right. Just do what you got to do to make it right. Someone tried to steal the wheels off his truck, and the jack flew up and smashed the door. It was aluminum.
Ooh.
F350, right, the rear door right in the flap, all the way at the bottom. So I fixed the dent, and he gets some PPF done, and we detail it. And he brings another car. It's like a brand new Shelby Super Snake F-150, 300 miles on it. Beautiful truck. And I've got his information in there, and I'm like, "What do you do for a living?" And he's like, I do real estate all over the world. And I'm like, okay. So Mike comes in today, and he's like, bro, do you know who this dude is? I'm like, he looks familiar, but I can't figure it out. He's like, bro, he's a 2-time Pro Bowl football player.
Oh, wow.
From the Browns. His nickname is Big Mike. So I still got his truck. Mike. So tomorrow I'm going to look at him and be like, did you ever play football? So it's just weird how, you get customers and you never know. You never know their background, or you never know, how they acquired the car, or how the dents happened. I always love, do you guys get stories? Do you like to hear, how did this happen? Do you ask them?
All the time.
Woo. I definitely used to. Right now it's just hail, but when I did do the door dents and the big damage stuff, I mean, you still love to hear the stories. I mean, especially in New York. I mean, New York was just crazy. Too many crazy stories of how people get dents on their cars. And I'm sure it's everywhere, but New York is special.
Now, with hail, I always like to ask, where did the hail happen? Because we're not like Texas. So it's always like, it gives me a gauge. So if they're like, oh, it happened in Iowa, or it happened in, I was in Dallas, then I know how bad this car is before it gets to me.
I bet Jesse could tell where that hail came from just by looking at the dent.
I can guarantee you one thing, that it won't be I. It's definitely Joey. Joey can tell you where, what time, or location. That dude is crazy, man. He won't stop texting you neither. Like, hey, man, it hit here, and he'll send you the map. He'll send you everything, all the details. I mean, he's a research king, man. I call him.
He'll reach out to me and he'll be like, hey, you got some stuff coming your way. Because it was weird because he reached out, and this was 2 years ago when he was still working in like upstate New York it was like a body shop for a while. And he was actually in Maryland, and Cockeysville. He has some family over here. And he's like, let me know. And I'm like, all right, I'm still working on it. We're not as fast as you guys know how to do this stuff. We're just some backyard dent guys trying to figure it out. But he knew. He's like, okay, we got some over here. Let me know about here. But he ended up going to New York, and I'm like, go. Don't let me hold you up. You need to make your money.
We're going to get him a job at Hail Trace or Hail Recon.
That's true. That's true.
So someone's asking, what part of Texas are you in, Jesse?
I'm in Plano, Texas, and Joey, Jose, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know Jose Andino. He's best friends of ours as well. And we run around doing hail damage everywhere. We're actually moving to Prosper, Texas, which is 15, 20 minutes from north of Plano. But Plano, Texas is where I'm from now, and Joey's right above me, which is Frisco.
And you guys are supposed to be moved in by now.
Right. Where's this? Oh, the new location, the new build.
I saw that.
So it's supposed to be a 1-year build, and because of COVID and everything, it's actually drug out pretty bad. But our new homes the process has already started. Foundations are being built and all that good stuff. So we can't wait to actually be in the same community, because we kind of have that type of tight knit where the wives help each other when we're gone, traveling and stuff. And it's always just great to have, because we moved out here with no family, and little by little we're getting family to come and stuff like that. But it's always good that they can actually have that for each other.
And if you see these guys like at MTE or anything, they got their own clique, bro. Like, they're rolling tight, but they're rolling. But see, you guys, and that's how you are in New York. When you get your tight group of people,
right?
It's your people.
It's your people.
I'll tell you, man. I try to get into that crew. My first MT, trying to hang out with the big boys, But that's a tight group, man.
Now that you say that, Manny, I actually remember one of my first MTEs. I think that's your first year that you actually maybe tried out for the Olympics. I didn't know who you were, but I saw you with the yellow hair on the top, and you were there pushing out a dent. And I was like, that guy's struggling, because you were sweating. You were sweating bullets. And I think it was your first Dent Olympics. And dude, I know I wouldn't do it, man. I know those dents are hard, And the fact that you've actually came close to winning, or maybe you won. I don't know how close you've come, but I know you've been up there a few times.
Yeah. No, it's fun, man. I tell everyone I've lost, I've won. It's just like it's just fun, being in that ring. Sweating,
That's not fun, bro. You got every dent guy watching you. Heck no, man.
And a lot of good dent guys too,
Right. Yep.
So we got our
Maybe one day
weekly.
I'll try it.
We got our weekly joke. I want to get in. I was trying to save it for Manny because one of these days,
Jesse, Joey, come on, you guys got to help us here.
one of these days, he's gonna figure this out. No cheating. No cheating. What has 2 legs but can't walk? What has 2 legs but can't walk?
I've heard this one before.
Is this one? Have I used this one before? Come on.
If you haven't, you don't know it, man. That's even worse.
All right, so we're gonna say this again. What has 2 legs but can't walk?
Joy say draft turkey.
A pair of pants.
Wow.
A pair of pants. God, you guys.
I don't know, man. I don't know about that one. I still don't get it. I don't think many get it either.
So what's got 2 legs but can't walk? Pair of pants.
Pair of pants, right?
You know?
Legs.
So anyway, with you transitioning from New York to Texas, you just went down there.
So that first year was rough.
What year was this, Jesse?
2018. The summer of 2018. It was June 1st when we decided we're packing all our stuff, we're taking our U-Haul, and we're going. And we went. I showed up to the Yonkers house in New York with a small little trailer. I still get made fun of by all my friends. I showed up with a small little trailer from U-Haul, and they're like, "You're gonna pack everything in there?" And I was like, "Absolutely." And they were like, "Absolutely not." So then we got halfway in, and it still had like 75% of the house. So I had to go grab 2 more trucks and 2 more trailers. Either way, I don't know what I was thinking. I thought we were selling everything, but somehow everything still came with us. But we ended up getting to Plano June 1st, and believe it or not, it actually hailed June 6th.
Wow.
Which was awesome because I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't, I just said, hey, I kind of did it by faith. You know what I mean? Because it's just what you do. And to be honest, that's my wife right there, by the way, Yamira Cintron. Shout out. He tried to pack us in a minivan, and that's absolutely true. So, yeah, I mean, we got here, and it did hail 5 days later, which is awesome. So I went out and got a retail shop in Louisville, Texas. And honestly, just went out and got some 3 body shops that my dad kind of already had some connections with. So we got the 3 body shops to help us shuffle cars to our new location. We tried to get retail, and guess what, man? It was just a tough market. I might have got, for a full year lease, I might have got 5 retail cars.
Why do you think that is?
I still had to pay this lease. You know what? I don't know. It's a tough market. You got these big companies with free loaner vehicles that they're just handing the key over to the customer. And I mean, it doesn't get better than that. If I was a customer and you came to my door and gave me a brand new vehicle with keys, I'd say, sure, take my car if you're going to bring it back and save me all this money. So I think that's part of the deal here. But I tried to get sales going and stuff like that, but I just didn't really know enough people. But luckily the body shops did keep us busy enough to keep that whole year lease. But, it wasn't the easiest of years. And then the next year, obviously, new hail season. And, we rely on Joey, Jose, my dad, because they have all the contacts. I was busy building in New York while they were just busy doing hail a year. They have a lot more contacts than I do. So there's always something to do for somebody. And either it's wholesale or, at a body shop somewhere, or, usually early on we jump on the wholesale deals. We make some money, get going, and then next you try to settle down in either a retail shop or a body shop, and you try to make your money for the year. So the next years after that, kind of a lot more smoother, and honestly, it's all on faith because we don't know when or where it's gonna hail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, was that your plan?
That's Jose Andino right there.
He's another really good tech, dude.
Right.
All you guys, and I've watched it, and and this was before you guys went to Texas. I saw you guys at the Hail Expo, and that's where you got your ARC certifications there. They gave you the plaques and stuff.
Right.
And what I like to see is guys like you and Joey always educating, always kind of being involved in those type of events to learn more. Right. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it was good to see you guys were right up front, first row in there, ready to take it all on. So it's nice to see guys that care about their trade and want to keep educating themselves and trying to grow. You think you know it all. You never know.
right? Every year we learn from each other or from other techs. You know, I've learned some amazing things over the years from, you know, other techs, and especially from Jose and Joey, because, you know, they've actually been doing a little hail more than I have while I was building locally in New York. So, you know, they even have this system where they jump on a car and they both start on the fenders, right? And they kind of work their way back to the back of the car and then over into the pillars. And then next thing you know, the sides are done. Now they just jump on the top panels. So whoever's doing a top panel doesn't have somebody in the way doing side panels because they're done already. So that system kind of, you know, I learned from them, and it works like a charm. Whoever I'm tagging with, you know, it just works. And, you know, my mom and dad learned that trick now. So now they're going through the sides of the cars, going through the pillars, and they each jump on their own top panel and get cars done fast too. So there's always something to learn from someone.
Yeah. Is that always like the game plan when you guys are on hell season? Like it's always like 2 techs on a car, or it's not just 1 tech?
Oh, sometimes it's 3, but we have a system for that too. Where same deal, you know, 2 start somewhere while 1 takes the hood and starts on that. And there's always a way around it, but usually the first deal is my man Chris Carrera from New York. My guy, what's up? You know, we go over the, you know, same deal. We go over the sides first, and then we go over the rails, and that's just it just works like a charm.
Now, I got to ask this, and it's okay if you don't want to answer it, but is there that one panel that you always try to avoid?
Oh, man, let me see. Man, you know what? I have to be honest with you. The hoods, right, are the worst panels because your fingers just start to hurt after a while, especially if you got like a beat panel, a beat hood. But that's actually one of my strengths, our hoods. And, you know, each of us have kind of our own strengths, but But the hood is definitely that one panel that you want to kind of stay away from. It's beat, but I don't mind.
I thought you were gonna.
I take it on.
I thought you were gonna say trunks. I hate trunks, man.
You know what? Not so bad. I mean, you know what trunks? You know, trunks are very deceiving. They look bad, but next thing you know, you're done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's small.
The hood is it's smaller. Not now. Now Jose actually is a killer at hoods. I mean, this dude has got like laser focus when it comes to working, and and Joey, believe it or not just because he's tall. He's on the roofs, killing them.
Yeah,
you know, that's just his thing. You know, I don't know if it's because he's tall and he has that perfect, you know, eye vision right with the panel. He's chin to panel on the roof. That tall dude. And I got, you know, me and Jose are short, so we have to get on a step stool just to get the rails.
Yeah, I feel the pain, my friend. I feel the pain.
Right. Exactly.
So
but man, we have fun with it.
What are your go-to headphones for hail?
Right here. The
AirPods.
Yeah, the AirPods Pro. I really haven't tried anything else, but I like them. You know, they have when you want to be nosy and hear what people are saying, you put the transparency. When you want to deaden out the noise, you just put the, you know, noise cancellation, and it just has a few features. I mean, I like it. I pick up the calls by pressing on it, and it's cool.
Okay.
Is that like your thing, like doing hell, like you always have to have something to listen to, or like is that just like an add-on?
I go through my moments of silence where I just want to just hear the metal, right? Hear that hammer.
Yeah.
But then when it's go time, we all have that one song or that one playlist that we definitely go to. And sometimes we'll put it on a loudspeaker and just jam out. Because we've done wholesale deals. We did a wholesale deal in 2000 where 2021, I think. I don't remember. We did 500 cars in 4 weeks for Dan Wizard. Yeah. And it was just me, Joey, and Jose, and one R9 guy. It was insane. Yeah.
That is wild.
It was pretty cool.
I know that's definitely one of the things that I always see crazy on Joey. He's always posting like 200 and something, like 100 and something. I'm just like,
right. And you know, that's what really helps you become good is getting on wholesale and knowing how to fix it to the point where it's actually clean, you know, because you can do wholesale, jack it up and whatever. You can, make a lot of money and just mess up cars. But we actually do wholesale to the top of the level. When we left that dealership, we actually made Dan Wizard look really, really good, you know, as subcontractors. And that's just how we do. So of course, if you get better at the wholesale to that level and that speed, when it comes to retail, I mean, you're going to kill it because you can do really clean work really, really fast. Yeah. And that's how we can make you guys, the local guys, a lot of money. So when you get hit, make sure you call us.
Oh, don't you worry. Don't you worry. Right. You guys are on that speed dial, so we're ready.
Right.
You know, that's what I said to you earlier.
When I was in Amarillo, right.
I said, I'm ready. This is the first time I feel confident enough to where I'm like, okay, I have the space. I've got the people. The problem here in Maryland, you guys are already busy by the time we get hail.
Right. That is true.
Which isn't a bad thing because we kind of keep the circus out of the town.
Yeah,
But at
that's
the end of
great.
the day,
That's a
it's hard to
great
get
thing.
help because you guys already
Right.
wrapped up.
Yeah, that is tough. When you guys are already wrapped up and busy, it's really hard to find, a good crew because they're already busy. Usually those are the
Yeah.
first ones busy. But you're 100% right. And I gotta let the cat out the bag. Me, Jose, and Joey are actually doing our first retail gig here in North Dallas, where we're joining in for the first time doing a full retail gig on our own from start to finish. And we just got the keys today, and we just packed up the shop. It was a busy day, man. I drove from Longview to Texas. From Longview back home, and it was just a long day, but it was worth it. We got the keys, we set up shop, and we dropped all our tools in there, and we're going to be setting up office tomorrow and really just going after this hail season strong. Try to stay home all year if we could.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know that you guys are like, the Hill group that it's always out there killing it. But I wonder, is there like another company or another crew that you look up to that you're like, oh man, like I know I'm killing it, I know I'm confident, but these guys, like
It's a good question, Manny.
You know what? There is
Thanks,
a few
man.
crews that we love either to work alongside of. Tito and his crew is one of them. Tito from Corpus Christi. They're good friends and they're awesome. When they tag team, it's fun, it's fast, it's making money, it's work, right? And that's the type of people we look up to, and we help them, they help us. It's something that we always have that in common as well. And from the top of my head, that's definitely one crew that we can think of.
Nice.
Yep. Actually, another two guys that I could think of, which I don't know them too well, but I like their tightness, and that's Clifton and John from Fort Worth. Which when I see what they have going on, I like that too. It's similar to what we have. A friendship, and they like to work together and kill it together, and I like that.
It's
Nice.
that chemistry, you know what I mean? It's like when Dave O was here. Dave O and I, bro,
right?
We would smoke some cars. Just he's a hood and trunk guy. I'm a roof and rail, and we would just every car just.
Right.
We just worked. It was like music, it's like you're dancing in a classical music, musical. Man. You're just kind of working together. Everything works good. No issues, and just roll.
Right. Yeah, when it works, man. It's beautiful. And there's nothing like this industry. When it comes to whether door dinging or hail damage, it's just nothing like it. To this degree in the automotive side, I think there's nothing like it.
Jesse, everyone knows that the hail road is just like you can make a really good living, but everyone also knows that you get worn out. How do you guys take care of yourself to keep it going?
So that's a good question, man, because my knee is bothering me a lot, my left knee. And a lot of it's because I just didn't take care of some early on injuries playing basketball when I was younger, and I didn't take care of it, right? So I'm feeling it right now, literally. I'm feeling it right now. And honestly, Joey and Jose like to get massages, on the weekends. I don't like nobody touching me. Besides my wife, you know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody touching me. But, then every once in a while, they'll invite you, you go, and tell you guys a story real quick. The last time that we went was in Austin, maybe, 8 months ago. And Joey books it in the same room, which I don't know what the heck he was thinking. This dude, Joey, is looking to get fully naked in the same room. Yeah, bro, put your clothes on, bro. What you doing? Even the Asian lady was telling her, no, put the clothes on. She was trying to warn him, put your clothes on. But this is what he does, man. I don't know how he, he was thinking that. I guess he thought we were, that close where he could do that. But but thank God that she kind of stopped him from doing it. But they love to get massages, especially when you're standing for long hours. Yeah. It definitely helps to hit those points, especially in the hands. Believe it or not, man, the massages in the hands and the feet are key, man. I really don't want nobody touching me, but the hands do feel good, especially the thumb areas and all. They hit these pressure points that just hit really, really well, especially when you're twisting and doing hoods all day.
That's crazy. Yeah, I never thought about it, but So it sounds like massages is kind of like time to time.
Yeah, or believe it or not, it's we don't really work 7 days a week unless it's wholesale and it's a short time frame. If you got 2 weeks to kill it, you're working every day, right? If you got 3 weeks to kill it, you're working every single day. But whenever you're established in the shop, either retail or body shop, Sunday is definitely a day of rest. We try to find a local church to go to that Sunday. We try to do our laundry that day. They get massages or whatever. And it's really that day of rest. You know, everybody needs that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And clear the mind,
Right.
you know.
Exactly.
You know, Manny's still young, so he hasn't hit that point yet.
No, you know what? It's crazy, but I just realized like this week actually, I could go straight like 2 weeks. After that 2 week mark is just like I have to rest. Because otherwise it's just like your body, you're not seeing dents the same way. You know, you kind of just like ship it.
Right.
Exactly.
My man Ray.
It's a
My man Ray.
mindset.
I massage once a week. See, these guys know, man. These hell guys, they know.
Oh
My
yeah.
man Ray.
Oh yeah.
The sap.
Yeah, man.
And how's the competition out in Texas?
Man, I gotta say, it's actually really strong. I mean, the minute that it hails, the very next day, you'll see 30 ads across your phone, whether you're on Facebook or Instagram. You'll see tons of ads, and then you'll start seeing all the
Really?
Google ads campaigns, running. So it's a tough market. I think it's more something that we're just going to try to build relationships with people, and try to
Yeah.
help people to the best that we could, know how to do, try to be fast with our services and go the extra mile, detail their vehicles. That's what I did last year in Austin. I kind of went the extra mile, and people loved it. Left a lot of 5-star reviews, and just really going out of your way to make the customer feel comfortable, whatever it is. I'm flexible when it comes to that. Like, you help the customer no matter what. We're getting older. That's right, D.
Have you ever thought about buying some loaner cars to help that situation?
Actually, that's a thought and something that we're discussing right now. I have 5 loaner vehicles that I acquired over the last year that helped me 100% last year in the Austin storm. And the thought is that we might want to collect another 20 or 30. We're trying to create something big where we can keep 20 cars in the shop. But to keep 20 cars in the shop, you have to find a way to give a customer a vehicle, somehow, right? And either we'll be collecting from the insurance company if they have coverage, or we'll be taking it off the top of the ticket, for ourselves. But those vehicles definitely are key to success here in Dallas. When you see a lot of the bigger companies, they have a fleet of vehicles that are wrapped, and man, those cars are out there doing sales for you already. Every time a customer is driving that vehicle. So that's definitely on the mind. And we're definitely working that out, where we're going to try to find a way to get our hands on a large batch. And I don't know how, because I know the auto industry is kind of jacked up right now, but yeah, we're definitely going to find a way to get that done through either some cheap leases or whatever we can find.
Yeah. And that's even something I've been looking at, just for some of the cars that take longer than one day. Some people are like, well, I'm going to have to figure out when I can, how am I going to ride, or, how am I going to pick it up? I think that's definitely something that I think PDR shops in our industry should kind of start looking into, is just getting a couple, even for smaller guys like me or Manny, 2 cars or one loaner car, to where you can just
that's actually a great idea. I never really thought about that.
Even if you don't give it to them for free and you rent it to them for $25 a day,
right?
You're writing the vehicle off anyway. It's under their
Correct.
insurance, because it's under their comprehensive insurance. Here you go. You're telling me that somebody wouldn't rent a car for $25 a day?
Right. I think it's a great idea. You make them sign a waiver. You make them put the gas back to where it was.
Yeah.
Get them electric bikes. Get them electric bikes. That's right. But that's an awesome idea, and you also, by signing that waiver, you also throw something in there where if something does happen, their insurance is who's covering.
Exactly.
So, my dad does that now. They have quite a few loaner vehicles that they bought brand new, and I think that's definitely important.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What is your go-to hail stuff? What rod? What light?
Man, you know what? I've been keeping it small lately. I probably have enough tools to give out to another 10 techs, because you collect them over the years and stuff like that. But honestly, the smaller the better. I'm Carbon Tech for pushing roofs, large roofs, and then I use the wood. Is it the wood? Yeah, it's the wood by
Woody. Dead on.
By Woody, yeah, Woody. Dead on dead, correct. And I use that one for the sides of cars. It's a little smaller, perfect size for sides. That's just for that. And then obviously weld tails, I do a mix of either Dentcraft, which everybody loves, or I love Finesse. Finesse makes some really good weld tails, thin, that bend a little bit, that get to the front. I really like them a lot. I use them a lot. And for decklets and hoods, I mean, if you want to get fast, if you want to get there's a learning curve, but if you want to get really good with deck lids and hoods, the Excalibur, the whole
Hood and deck
set. I
set.
mean,
Oh yeah.
get them all with that bend. It gets to the front, it gets to the side, it gets in
Yeah.
everywhere. I mean, it's just honestly, it's made me so much faster on hoods and decks. I love it. They
Me
are
too.
sharp, but you got to learn how to really not jack up a dent.
Yeah.
Because you'll mess up a dent quick with that thing. But once you get it dialed in, that's a great set to have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those hood and deck sets are
Yes, sir.
game changer. I don't know where they've been. Like,
Game
why didn't we
changer.
think about this
Right.
years ago? You know,
Man, the minute I got my hands on one, I just couldn't believe it. And I got the whole set after that. I was like, no, there's no way, because the way it can get into the hoods is just the right curvature. It was just perfect.
yeah, and it doesn't tear the holes all up. You don't have to straighten a lot of them. You know, it does a really
Right.
good job.
Right. Yeah, and it does bend a bit, but not, you don't really have to jack it up in there trying to get a straight tool to get that right angle, you know?
Yeah.
I just think like it's so crazy how just that arc is just like has so much power and just like you could really push nice.
What's cool about it also doesn't create highs when you're going in.
Yeah.
Right.
Just something about it, man. It's awesome.
That is crazy.
What's on your wish list?
Wish list. Even though I already have the Kiko robot lifter or whatever you call that thing, the gun one.
Yeah.
I love that multicolor one. I just
oh, the new one.
Yeah. Joey showed me it when he went to the MTE this past, month ago or two. And I was like, man, that thing is nice. I would get it. I don't know if they're limited or not, but hopefully I get my hands on one.
So another robo lifter.
Yes, sir.
How about hail light?
Another hammer. All right, no. I can't do another hammer. I mean, I've got 20 hammers, and I was
just going to say, how many blending hammers do you have? Because I know
I probably have like 20. But the truth is, we don't use them all. You know, we're kind of crazy with hammers, but you only really need one. I keep 3 of them on my cart because sometimes you need metal.
What are those?
I love the Drews. It's old school, but I love the Drews. You know, the fixed tip, and then the little yellow tip. You know, the little mushroom tip. Not the big one, just the medium-sized one, the real small one. It has a perfect bounce.
Wooden or carbon?
It's carbon. Something about when you're blending with those hammers, they have the perfect bounce rate. You know, for you to just keep. You know, they call it something. I forgot the name of it, but it's like, you know, you just keep tapping on the, and it works out great. And then the second one would be Carbon Tech. Has a nice, heavy-duty one, and there's a third one. Okay. Yes, the Rock Hill. That's exactly the one I use. And then for a longer one, I use a company that went out of business. What's their name again? They were making some pretty cool hammers.
Dent Technology.
I mean, I know there's a lot of
those things are
bad rep with them.
Fire.
But he has this real large one that was just money, and a lot of people have them. And that thing is just great. I lost one and was able to get one before everything happened with them, but but I was able to get my hands on another one, and it was awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that still use that hammer. You know what I mean? A lot of guys bought those hammers.
Right. That's Jose's best hammer, he says.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. And he has one, and I forgot where he got it, but he has one that just has perfect. And I've been trying to buy something just like it, and I don't know where he got it, but he has a really good hammer that it just has a perfect balance and bounce ratio and all that good stuff. But yeah, man. Honestly, you can give me anything, and and you can make it work, right? It's just about making, sometimes you just want something because it looks good, but
yeah,
you can give a dent guy a screwdriver, we'll fix a dent.
Exactly.
Ain't that the truth?
Yep.
What were you gonna say, Manny?
No, I was gonna say that I remember early on, I used to watch Joy blend stuff. And it's just like I thought that was the coolest thing ever, man. That guy just has that touch.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Some of that stuff,
Yep.
Good.
You got shot or what?
What's funny is that I already forgot what I was gonna say.
I said some of that stuff Joey was fixing in upstate New York.
Oh yeah,
bro. I mean,
nasty.
Soup bowls, nasty. I'm like, he would send me pictures and videos, and I'm like, nope.
The thing is, once you can fix stuff like that, to me, I'm like, man, I got this hard dent over here. Look at it, be like, yo, that's not hard, right? because you've already been through the worst of the worst. So it kind of makes you better along the way when you take on some nasty stuff like that.
In Texas, I'm here that there's like a lot of like, really stretched dents. And I hear that like in the hail industry, like the power PDR has really came up a lot. And like people are using it more and more in the hail trail. Do you guys are using those power PDR or?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's been a couple of years since I've have to pull mine out because we got a couple of good storms where we didn't really need them. But I've saved cars with those things as long as it's open. I mean, it absolutely saves panels from being replaced or from needing body work. Even if if you use it correctly, you don't burn the paint, because that's the biggest trick is not burning the paint. Because if you leave it in one spot too long, it will definitely turn into a crisp. But those things do work. And to be honest, I don't know if I see a whole lot of stretch dents. Right? It's not. I guess I haven't really been in that type of storm yet. Or in a while. I guys haven't seen them. So Joey did experience that in New York, where they were fixing a bunch of him and Jose were fixing a lot of these big, nasty stretch stuff. Oh. So I'm sure they use it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
I don't have one, and I need one.
You don't have, right? And I seen a door dinger actually on YouTube, I think from Mexico or something, save the stretch dent on a door, and I was like, man, good job, man, because you don't really see people saving that type of stuff. Once they stretch it and flop it, and I call it the Snapple top. Once you Snapple top it, done. Nobody wants to touch it no more.
Yeah. Manny uses it quite a bit, don't you?
Yeah, it's funny. It's one of those tools that like, you use it and then like you use it multiple times and then you'll put it away, not use it for a long time. It's just like, and all of a sudden, just like time to time, you'll use it. Yeah, I definitely have one. Except I would love to also get the like the hot box, instead of going from underneath, just going from the top. Because a lot of people talk really great stuff about that one too, but
right. The hot box, I saw my dad using it this week on a beat up Kia, and Kia has this weird metal where it just doesn't pull right.
Yeah.
And I saw him kind of just sitting there and and the dents I heard have to be small. If they're too big, it's not really going to pull it out. But when they're small, you sit there and pull them all out with that thing. And I don't have one, but I know Joey Jose have one, and I heard him say that it does work, especially with a lot of little dings.
Jesse, do you prefer glue pulling or push?
Man, so there's times where no matter what you do, it feels like you can't just pull a dent right. I don't know if it's just, moisture in the air or it's just too hot. So in Austin, it was like 100 and something degrees. Me and Jose working in this shop in Austin, a retail shop that we set up. And it was so hot that I couldn't find a glue that would stick. I mean, and that happens sometimes. So at that point, I just want to push dents. But the rails, you just kind of have to. But there is there is a love to glue pulling where I find myself glue pulling aside or the top panels when I know that it's open, but I still glue pull. So in a way, I want to say glue pulling because I tend to gravitate towards that when I know I can push it.
Yeah. Yep.
I
remember I had this. I think it was like an Audi. Like I had access, but for some reason I was just so into the glue pull. I just kept going, man. Like it was just like it was good. It's sometimes where you just get the right tabs. Like you get those hail cars where it's just like perfect for like your small tabs. It just keeps pulling nice. Like I just kept going.
Now,
exactly.
Now, do you find yourself now kind of mixing? So you'll start with glue, you'll push a little bit, then you'll go back to glue, then you'll push a little bit. Do you guys seem to intertwine those throughout a repair periodically?
So for hail, it depends. If it's really sharp, if you got some sharp hail hits, you may want to start with a little bit of glue pull. Right, not too much because you can stretch it then out and mess it up, right? But enough to where you lifted the floor, and then you go back in there and clean it up with your tool. Especially on quarter panels where you can reach, right, or doors where you can reach. But if you could fix it with with the glue, we stick to it until we know. All right, that's enough. You might have to start pushing now, but we try to fix it with hail. I try to fix it with glue, I should say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What has been the craziest hail car that you guys ever worked on that you guys?
Man, so together, I don't know. There's been a lot, but I remember a storm where I went. It was Reading, PA, and there's quite a few cars circling around. Those pictures that everybody uses of the real beat up stuff. Some of those cars are from Reading, California. I mean, Reading, PA
Alley.
is where some of that. Yeah, it was bad.
5 years
Really?
And I want to say 5 years. 2015. No, wait, 2014. 2014.
Okay.
Wow.
That's when that hailstorm hit, and I wasn't there for long, but it was bad. I mean, roof panels have to be replaced, hoods have to be replaced, pillars you do the best you could, push to paint type deal. But as far as the worst that I've seen, that's definitely it. I've actually pushed hail in California, which is crazy. And I know you're in Cali. Where are you in Cali?
Up north. I'm in Orange County.
Okay, is that
so that's basically right between LA, downtown LA, and San Diego.
That's where all the cool people are.
They say. They say.
That's cool. Well, in 2019, we actually worked the Redding, California storm up north.
Yeah.
And a quick story on that, we received a call from our good friend Kevin Blakely, and he's like, "Man, you guys want to go to California?" And I said, "Yo, Jose, you want to go to California?"
Cali?
I've never been to Cali, man. We were in there, right? And we took off and we left the wholesale deal we were at because it was cold. We were working in the tent. There was water coming from the bottom. It was just miserable, and we were just dying to get out of there. And the next thing you know, we get this call. We're out. We were there for like 4 or 5 months pushing dents in Redding, California, which, by the way, was beautiful. A lot of tweakers, which is kind of weird. A lot of weird stuff in California, let me tell you.
Yeah.
But at least the town was beautiful. There's big mountains all around. I think Rasta Mountain. I forgot what the name was, but it was actually beautiful. And I look forward to it getting hit with hail again.
Is there a state that you haven't been to for hail that you're like, oh man, can't wait to be invited to go up there or something?
Man, since I haven't been pushing the hail as long as Joey and Jose, because I've been building that brick and mortar back at home, I want to say there's a lot of places I haven't worked yet. Even Oklahoma, where it gets hit all the time, I haven't even worked there. So there is a lot of places that I haven't worked yet, probably more than not.
That's crazy.
What's your favorite?
Man, we worked Wyoming. That was really cool. Is it Laramie? I think it's called Laramie, Wyoming. And man, on the weekends, me, my dad, Jose, Joey, we would go to rent some quads and go into the mountains where we saw elk, moose. I mean, it was just so cool to be in there. And it was right besides these huge mountains. And we flipped a few ATVs over, tried to clean it up real quick with our auto experience. We cleaned them up and then gave them back and didn't notice it. But it was a lot of fun working there.
That is, we had Manny last week, and he was talking about like his thing is to be on the road and just with his trailer and just visiting places. And is that kind of like your thing too, to just get out or now that you're stationed, you like to just be stationed closer to family? Or
man, I'm one of those that loves to be home. I love my wife. I love my kids. I want to be home. I hate to leave. It actually kills me that I have to leave, right? But you got to do what you got to do, and you just suck it up and go, right? And then once you're gone, it's better. You're working and all that good stuff. But I love to be home, and I actually love that God gave us this opportunity to actually build here at home. I just love it.
Yeah,
and I can't wait.
I'm excited for you guys.
Thank you, man.
It's gonna be
I bet the wife right now, she's all happy, like, yeah, that's my husband.
I don't know, man. They've been on the road for so long. They may be like, I don't know if we can go a full year or together. They may like their time away.
Right.
Like, when are you gonna leave again?
But what is true is that it does make the heart grow fonder when you're away. That's 100% true. We come back and she's all over me. She's all over me. Once I'm back, she's all over me, which I love. But it don't last. After a week, we're already trying to go at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what'd you say? What?
When you gonna leave? Isn't a storm coming?
Right.
She's calling Joey, saying, Joey, I know there's a storm coming. Come on.
Oh yeah.
It was funny because when the pandemic hit, we took 2 weeks off, and I was at home every day, and I haven't been home so much like that, and I was finding things to do. Got to the point to the wife was like, you got to go to the shop or something? Like, like you could go, like, we'll be good, just come back later.
And when I'm home, I love to play Call of Duty, man. So I know she gets tired of me playing, but hey, keeps me out of trouble.
Yeah, it's your escape.
Yep.
Well, look, brother, I'm so happy I could get you on the show. Where
I
can
got one more
people-
question. Sorry. So
He's late to the game and he still
I
wants to
know,
ask
I
questions.
know. I'm
This
gonna go
dude.
back and watch the first 15 minutes, but I'm just so pumped. I'm so excited for you guys because, like Ryan said, just like man, like I see your vibe and I've seen you grow and I know you have a great crew and lovely family. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
So believe it or not, my goal, right, is to build other assets, whether it be real estate, right, or get into the any space that we can, right, which we already have a few options that we're looking at to invest our money in. Because truth is, we do make a lot of money, but unless you invest it, you're gonna spend it, right? Or a part cash isn't good. You got to put it to work. So we definitely want to keep it short term. You know what I mean? Or like the vision of doing dents. I don't see myself doing it maybe past 5-6 years. So we have a short window to build, and then look to invest, and that's where we're all at mentally. And excited to see where it all takes us.
Nice. That is so cool. And as far as like a Hail crew, do you guys see like trying to build like a bigger crew since you said like as you guys get more established? Or
Yes,
is it
absolutely.
something?
So right now we're building a sales crew that can hit the streets and talk to people on the wherever they may be, in the parking lots, at home, just be personable and try to be courteous to people and nice and that. So we're building a sales crew for that to try to drum up more business. But at the same time, if everything that we're trying to do works as far as bringing cars in, which is social media presence, billboards, whatever we do, creates and drums up more work, then absolutely, we'll look to put more. We have a chance to expand around us where we're at, and we're looking to get more guys to join the crew. What's up, Manny? My guy from Puerto Rico. By the way, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm from Bayamon, not too far.
Oh, no way. That's cool.
That's cool.
Yep. Yes, sir. So when I visited Manny early this year, my grandpa died early this year or last year.
Oh, sorry.
I visited Manny in his shop and spent some time with him. He was trying to get me to the boat and try to party. I was like, Manny, come on, man.
He's ready to hit the road too, he said. So
right.
If you got something for him, he's ready too.
Right. Well, Manny's always talking to my dad, man. I think they talk more than we talk. Manny loves my dad. So yeah, so that's awesome.
You guys, I don't know. They're gonna be in trouble in Texas. All you guys together. I don't know.
Right.
It's a tough team.
I don't
know. That's a tough team. You know what I mean? That's going to be, and like I said, it's your peeps. You guys are family. You know what I mean? It isn't even like
peeps, for sure.
Joey's your boy. No, I mean, I could tell the chemistry just from being around you guys for over the last couple of years. I could tell. I'm like, there's something there. You know what I mean? Even though they had two separate companies, these two dudes. And then Jose, I mean, that whole crew of people, I don't know, they're in trouble, man.
What's your
in a good way, I think. I hope.
What's your word of advice for like any techs or new techs going into Hell?
I would say start off with wholesale because it'll make you faster. Try to concentrate on the slower you go is the faster you go when it comes to fixing dents, right? That's one of the things that the person who trained us taught us from the beginning, and it makes absolute sense because when you're fixing a dent, the more you have to tap down and clean up a dent, right? If you have to do that to 1,000 hail dents on one panel, that's going to make you slower. Yeah. But if you go slow and you actually fix that dent 100%, right? And I don't do that all the time, but you know what I'm saying? You have to remind yourself, hey, the slower you go is the faster you go, and that's a great word of advice, and you get to learn that a lot in wholesale because you're doing a lot of dents, a lot of cars and a lot of dents. Mm-hmm.
That is so cool, man.
Yes, sir. Oh man, we're about to hit the 1 hour mark here. Beautiful.
What, were you worried we were going to forget about something, like not have enough to talk about, or what?
No, I just didn't realize that we would hit it. You know what I'm saying?
Me and you could talk for like 3 hours. So,
Yeah, but the thing is, you guys don't know me, man. You guys don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't do videos, man. I'm not like Joey, man. He loves to record himself.
So tell us one thing, maybe a couple of things that the industry doesn't know about you. What's something that...
Man, that's a tough one. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm going to let Joey and Jose answer that, man, because they know me better.
He's a quiet attacker. I'll tell you that. He's a quiet attacker.
That's a good one. That's a good way to put it.
That's so cool, Jesse.
That's awesome. Well, I'm so happy
look-
you guys really had me on the show. You know, I would do it again anytime. You know, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, sorry, I was running late. There was traffic. There's a lot of traffic.
It's all good.
Not just
It's
kidding.
You see, this is what I love about Manny, right? Manny's late. I got to check his Instagram because he's like this. Yeah, I'm supposed to be on the show in 5 minutes. I forgot my computer. I'm trying to get there. Always get the update. You know what I mean? I always know what's going on. That's what I said to Jesse before. I said, Manny's going to be late. But it's okay. This is what we do
Right.
every
okay,
week.
man.
It's all good.
No, I was really
It's all
looking forward to this interview, man, and we appreciate you coming on. And like I said earlier, I think that you and the crew, man, you guys are like OG, and
That's
you
right,
guys
John.
are really keeping that hell trail on a different level,
Right. Yes, sir.
So thank you guys for holding it down in our industry,
Yes, sir.
really showing the professional side of that, and
Right.
seeing that you guys are an amazing crew, and the vibe and the energy that you guys have together, that's inspiring, that's cool, man. And
Thank you, man.
wish you
Appreciate
guys nothing but the best
Yes, sir.
with you, the family, and much blessings to you.
My man D Dents from Danbury, Connecticut.
Another East Coaster, baby. We got
Love
the
that
East
dude.
Coast boys in here.
You going to MTE next year, Jesse? Because I didn't see
You know what?
that.
I think I will, man. It's been like 2 or 3 since I missed. And I love to be there, to catch up with guys that you haven't met yet, or that you already met and haven't seen in a while. It's always great to be there. I know Ryan missed it. I know he was building, busy building, and obviously it was a good call. You know what I mean? What he's got going on there is special, and all the things that he's trying to attack. It's just great. It's great for the overall dent side because it just all collaborates and it all kind of goes intact. So that's just a great thing, man, to see. And we'll definitely see you guys there in the next one.
Where can people find you, Jesse?
I'm on Instagram, PDRTX Auto Hair Repair. Also on Facebook, Jesse Cintron is my name. I'm on there. I already follow a lot of people on Facebook, a good amount of people, and that's where you can find me, man. I just wanna say thank you for having me on, man, and let's go. Let's rock out 2022. Let's do this.
I
Free
think
hugs.
I think it'll be cool to maybe have all of you guys one day when you guys are, up and running and in the middle of hell season. Take.
Man, if that'll be crazy, man. I don't even know if I can get a word in with Joey there or Jose.
We're gonna throw a computer up on a hood and you guys have that.
Right. Right. That's awesome.
Well, buddy, I'm so excited for you guys to get all. I didn't even know about that till tonight, so I'm excited about that. Keep us updated. We're gonna check back in the next. We're gonna do this. We're gonna give you 1 month, and we're gonna check back in and see where you guys are.
That's good. That's interesting, man. That's putting a little fire under us.
And let's
1
get
month.
all of you guys in. That'll be awesome.
Right. Well, it doesn't
1
help
month.
that I'm going to Tulum, Mexico, next Monday for a week.
It's okay.
That doesn't help.
So you got 3 weeks now. Now you got 3 weeks to get to work.
I got 3 weeks, man. Jose and Joey got 4, man. They're gonna hate me.
Well, Jesse, be safe out there. Keep doing what you're doing. And any of these guys, he's another guy that has years of experience. If you've got a question, reach out. He'll definitely guide you in the right direction. Good industry guys. You know.
Yes, sir. You guys have a good night, man. How do I log off this thing, man? What do I press here?
I got you covered. I eject you right out of here.
You eject me? Oh, all right. Peace
I'll
out,
see
guys.
you later,
Have a good
man.
night.
Bye-bye.
I love you guys.
Thanks, Jesse. You take care, brother. See you.
Good dudes.
Oh yeah. And it's crazy, but you're right. Like, you meet them, you go around them, and you can feel the energy, man. Like they're just a great group,
And you really do. Like I said, they're the bond there is like no other. It really isn't. I mean, you get some good ones. I mean, Clifton and those guys, the same thing. But those three, something about them is special. So I'm excited for them. That's such a cool thing, that they're all going together. And like I said, Man, that's a scary group of guys. I'd be a little worried if they were in my town. So what's up with you? How you been?
Good. Just busy, just pushing it. Well, like I said, I was on my 2-week mark, and just hit that point this week where just like I'm definitely taking this weekend off. But just good problems to have. Just pushing away, man. Just watching the rest of the world just spin.
Crazy, it's absolutely crazy out there right now. It's and I've been keeping in touch with some people from over there, and they're having a hard time, man. I talked to Igor and Olga, and it's brutal. It's brutal. It's sad to see, after this whole country's been through what they've been through with COVID,
right?
And then everybody's being affected by this. Just because we're in America, I paid $4.11 a gallon for gas here. We're all being affected.
Yeah. And it's you're absolutely right. We're all, because even today I was thinking, I'm like, wait a minute, like gas is really up right now. Like, people are probably not going to want to be driving just for anything. I'm like, how am I going to make clients drive in here just for estimates? Like they're going to be trying to save gas. I'm like, and I was just thinking today, like, am I going to have to just adjust and and because you're absolutely right. Like, we're all going through it. We're all going to feel it one way or another.
I don't know. Good thing is you're busy. You got work. It seems like everybody's got some work going on, which is good. And it was nice to see. I haven't seen Scott Simpson in a while. It seems like he's back at it. So it's good to see some guys. And Scott Simpson, man, you guys got to check him out. He's been watching me when I was on the Dentless Touch show. I mean, it's been years of watching. So, but things are good, buddy. Things are good.
Well, good.
Things are good. Get back to work.
Yeah.
You guys.
Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for coming on and supporting the show. Can't wait to see who we have next week.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So you guys have a fantastic night. Be safe. Free hugs. Free hugs. Manny, have a good one.
Thanks, Ryan.
I'll talk to you, buddy.
Thank you to everyone out there. Take care, guys. Keep pushing.
See you guys. Bye-bye.